Are we live yet? Alright, checking the sources. Let's see. Looks like we are live, but let me just go ahead and double check it to be sure that we are live. Alright, so I've just got confirmation that we are live. So let's go ahead and do this. So, hi guys, it's Banu here from AndroDollar.com, and it's glad to be on this page to do a session for you guys on how you can start your own YouTube channel. So before I start off with this session, I would like to quickly go ahead and introduce myself to you guys in case you don't know me. Well, I'm Banu, and I make YouTube videos. That's the shortest introduction that I can give you guys. But it's not just YouTube. I'm more interested in all aspects of the internet related services. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur, so I have my own little startup as well, and this all started with the tech website AndroDollar.com, which I started back in 2013 along with my YouTube channel. So first of all, I would like to tell you guys about my story and how I actually started this whole thing. You know, it's quite funny actually, because this was never a big plan for me, but now that I'm doing it, I love it. I mean, there's nothing else I want to do right now than make YouTube videos, because it has now become a part of my life, and it has become a part of who I am as a person. So talking about this whole tech aspect of it, I was a really tech savvy person ever since I was small. You know, when it came to computers, phones, or whatever. When we were small, we didn't have much phones, because that was the age where the whole revolution began. Anyway, back in 2011 or 2012, I think it was 2012, I went ahead and picked up the Galaxy Note. That was the first Galaxy Note, and it was a life-changing decision for me, because that phone actually changed up everything, and it actually changed my life. So how that phone actually changed my life is by, like, after I bought that phone, I was so interested. I was so, like, into the whole concept of a smartphone being, you know, like, being capable, like a smartphone being able to do such a lot of things, and it being so powerful. So, like, I explored the phone, you know, like, I tried to do things. I checked online, I tried to root it, I put custom ROMs on it, I did all sorts of crazy stuff with that phone. And it was a nice experience, and it was a real eye-opener for me, and I really got to explore the whole ecosystem, and I was really interested, and I was really impressed. So how that relates to where my story begins is, you know, when I got so interested in all of that, I slowly wanted to, you know, share my knowledge. That's one of the main things why we have these forums and all of that. So I was actively a part of all of that, and it was really nice. So back in, like, 2012, YouTube wasn't a really big deal like it is right now. So back in 2012, I really wanted to make YouTube videos. You know, I wanted to make videos and tell you guys how I feel about things, and educate other people who are not sure about their buying decisions, because at that point, I went ahead and actually picked up quite a lot of smartphones as a hobby. You know, I went ahead and picked up the latest smartphones that came out just for the fun of it. And I played with them. I understood what's behind the story, behind the smartphone, and like actually by using all of these smartphones, I was able to understand how each of these smartphones differ and what the best smartphone could be. So that's when a lot of people started asking me about, like, the buying decisions, like which phone should I buy? Should I buy the iPhone or should I buy a Galaxy? That was like the main question. Should I go for Android or should I go for iOS? That was the triggering point. And I thought, like, if I am always willing to help people out. So if someone is asking me something, I should go ahead and help them out. But something that I noticed is that I always have to go and tell the same thing over and over again. So that is one of the main reasons why I started my tech website, so that I can share my experience with the world. And another reason behind starting my own YouTube channel, so that I can go ahead and express my opinions and put it out to the world. Not just personally, I didn't want to restrict it to a certain country like Sri Lanka, or I didn't want to keep things small. I wanted to go global. That's why I still make my content in English, and that's my focus right now, to have a global audience rather than a regional based audience. So that actually could depend on what you want to do with your channel, and what you are interested in doing. So YouTube thing is like, so it's like, even though a lot of people don't really recognize it as a job yet, but trust me, in the future it's gonna be a real big change, because this is a whole revolution. The revolution is happening right now. Everything is changing. So everything is gonna be like based off of the internet. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube. All of those little places have communities, and YouTube is another community like that. So if you want to be a part of it, you should first think about a few things. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and talk about today, so that I can help you guys start your own YouTube channel as well. So when talking about starting your own YouTube channel, it's pretty simple. If you want to make a YouTube channel, just go on youtube.com, and then go ahead and hit on that sign up button. If you have a Gmail account already, that means you have a YouTube account. Just go in there, sign up, register, and do all of that. Bam, you have a YouTube channel. That's it. But being a YouTuber is not just that. Having a YouTube channel doesn't make you a YouTuber. And just making YouTube videos, that also doesn't make you a YouTuber. If you want to be a YouTuber, you have to make proper content. You have to make quality content, not just but something that I always believe in is, like, you shouldn't do it for the sake of doing it. You should always be interested, and if you are passionate about what you're doing, your videos will come out well. So for whoever's watching this video who haven't seen my videos on YouTube, you can go ahead and visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AndroDollar, and go ahead and check out some of my videos, so that you guys will get an understanding about what I'm talking about. So YouTube thing, it's like, it's a part of it will slowly become a part of who you are if you keep doing it. It's not just another social media internet based service. It's a big platform. It's a community, and if you really dig deep into it, and if you really start doing it well, you will be able to turn it into a good source of income, and you will also be able to be happy, because at the end of the day, you're doing what makes you happy. So that's pretty cool to come to that point. But let me tell you this before we start: the path is not going to be easy. It is going to be full of difficulties, and you will have to keep trying. No way am I a really successful YouTuber, or no way is my website or whatever I do like none of it is perfect. I'm the sort of person who wants to keep improving. I will never find whatever I have to be perfect. I will always try to improve. Whatever I have, I always think, okay, this is good, but it's not perfect, so I have to keep improving. So the same way when I make a YouTube video, say I have great quality right now, but tomorrow I will look at that video and I will be like, that isn't good. I need to improve. Even though it's sort of okay, but it's not perfect. So I want to improve the quality. So if you start a channel, I think that's something that you should focus on, that is producing quality content. That is key. And talking about quality content, even like when you like think about the whole theme of your channel, or what exactly you're gonna put into the channel, you need to actually plan it out. It shouldn't be like an overnight thing. You should properly plan it out. And if you want, I'm telling, if you want to do it as a proper thing over a long time period. So now let me just go ahead and check if everything is okay. It looks like we are still live and it looks like everything is okay. So let me go ahead and continue with the session over here. So okay, so let me break this down like this. Okay, first, if you're going to make your own YouTube channel, you should first understand your audience. You should know who your audience is. When you make a video, you should understand who will be watching that video and why they will be watching it, and you have to produce some kind of quality content for them so that they will come back to your channel to check out what other videos you have. So that's like the basic concept. So if you have good quality content, but if you don't have great execution, your channel might lag behind. Or if you don't have consistency, still I feel like your channel might lag behind. That has happened to me over the past few years. No need to lie. It has happened to me over the past few years because YouTube is not the only thing that I'm doing right now. So for the ones who are out there who doesn't know my story, so I'm currently a software engineering student at IIT, and YouTube is a tiny part of what I do. I'm mainly into all sorts of extracurricular activities in uni, and apart from all of that, I run my own website, little startup, YouTube channel, and I do a lot of side projects with different clients as well. So it's really packed. And apart from all of this, I continue to learn and continue to improve my skills and all of that as well. So my schedule is really packed because of all of this, but I feel like I'm utilizing my time in the best possible way, so that when I'm done with uni, I can actually pick out what is most suitable for me. And spoiler alert, so far, based on my experience, I think I'm going to go on with YouTube and go ahead and do that full time. And I'm really happy and really excited to tell you guys that, because I have come through a lot of stuff. I had to overcome a lot of troubles to come to this position, and today I'm really happy about where I am and the things that I have actually been able to achieve. So another thing is the whole when I'm talking about my my transition from just having a small tech website to a YouTube channel, and converting it to this whole AndroDollar network. So the AndroDollar network is the AndroDollar network consists of three parts. So that's the tech blog, and the YouTube channel, and the small startup that I told you guys earlier. So you guys can go ahead and check out the AndroDollar network website for all of the information, and go ahead and check out my blog, YouTube channel, all of that, if you want to know in detail about what I'm talking about and where I am coming from. So if you have seen my work, and if you have been a part of this YouTube community, and if you're interested in the whole YouTube concept, you should really start you should really start to make videos, because something that I feel is some people might not really have the resources that are required to make proper content, but that's fine. Like if you don't have a proper DSLR camera, or if you don't have a proper video camera to make videos, just go ahead and use the webcam that you have. At the end of the day, we all have to start somewhere, right? So just go ahead and start. Starting is the key. Before all of that, before you start, just go ahead and plan it out. Think it through. Think what you want to do. Like I mentioned earlier, the target audience, which is very, very important. And you can go ahead and think of a name, a logo, or whatever. Those things will actually play a big role once you actually start making things, like once you actually find success. Because when companies start reaching out to you, if you don't have a decent name, you might run into troubles. So it's good to think about all of that as well. So gear is whatever gear you use, it's just a tool that will help you tell your story, right? Whatever you want to tell, whatever you want to give out to the world, it's all fine, but you should really know, and you should focus on what you can add into that community. Because if you go online and check, you will see that there are quite a lot of let's take for an instance, if you take let's say how to root a phone. Okay, let's take that as an example. If you want to root let's say you want to root the Galaxy S8 Plus. Okay, if you want to root the Galaxy S8 Plus, and if you go on YouTube right now and search how to root Galaxy S8 Plus, you will find a ton of tutorials on how to root the Galaxy S8 Plus. If you want to make a video on how to root the Galaxy S8 Plus, you should first think, okay, what's the best approach? This is how I think, and this is my story behind how I make my videos. Because I want my content to be great, right? Everyone who's making and producing videos and who's put in an effort, they want their content to be great. So there has to be something new about it, and something that I identify in most of these tutorials that I make. Sometimes the same tutorial is there online, but sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, I feel like I have found a better alternative way to do something. Maybe it's the more easier way. So it's something that you should really understand. If you are in that whole subject area, you will understand for an example, again going back to the whole routing thing. If you have been routing phones for a long time, you will understand the whole concept behind it. And immediately when you look at it, you will see, okay, there's a easier way. I can do this. Maybe if I do this, it will turn out to be easier. So maybe I should make my video based on that, right? So it's the little things that matter at the end of the day. And by making your content simple, it will actually draw a lot of people into your channel. Sometimes some users, it again depends on your target audience, but there will be some users who wants just the pure basics, but there will be some users who wants to know the most complex thing about it. Talk about when you're talking about smartphones, right? So if you talk about let's say if I'm reviewing the iPhone 8, okay, if I talk about the iPhone 8, some people might just want to know the specs and what the phone has and what's new in it, right? But the advanced user might not want that. The advanced user might want to see the benchmarks, or how well it performs when playing games, how the multitasking performance is, how well it does in the battery life stats, and the like the most advanced things and the camera performance and all of that. So so you will have to understand who your audience is and what they want, and give them exactly that. And another thing that you have to understand and you have to decide before you start your channel is whether you're going to go for a global audience or you're going to go with a local audience. That is, if you want to go with a local audience, you can actually go ahead and make your videos in Sinhala. In Sri Lanka, we have had quite a lot of success stories there, like when making content in Sinhala, and that's great. We have an audience for it, so some people are making it in Sinhala, and it works out. But if you want to target the global market, the global audience, you should definitely consider making it in English, and you should focus on like you should, then it's like a bigger play field, right? You know, when you take like for an instance the same iPhone review, right? If you take the same iPhone review, and if you're making a review, if someone from the US is making a review, when a person who's checking out YouTube sees your video or a US video, what will make your video stand out from their video, right? You know, at the end of the day, you have to try to convert whoever is watching your video into a subscriber, and you have to try to make that person a fan of your work, right? In order to get that done, you have to be focused. You have to know what you're doing. Definitely, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to be in the field. Like as a person who has been doing this for a long time, like I see some people who are just starting out, but when you look at them, like you can see that, you know, they are not really like into the whole thing. I feel like sometimes I'm not trying to put anyone down, but I'm just talking the plain truth. When talking about some people, like it's just that like some people are just starting it for because it's becoming a whole the community is building, and YouTube is like the newest trend. So because of that, people are starting. I think that is the wrong reason to start a YouTube channel. That shouldn't be like that. And also another thing, please don't start making YouTube videos to earn money. That's not the whole point of it, you know. When that's actually the sad part of it, because like, yes, I understand at the end of the day, when you make like whatever, when you put in a lot of effort, and when this becomes a full-time thing, it has to give you some kind of revenue, right? That I totally understand. But there is a big difference between making a small amount from your channel, and that is that is not your focus, right? So that's fine. But if your only focus for your channel is to earn money, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It might work for some people, but it's definitely not the right way of doing it. But you know, the whole thing behind the beauty of YouTube is you have to be passionate. You know, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be focused, and you have to strive to always improve. And I think the real winners will be the people who are actually like building on that dream. The people who start small and try to grow little by little by little. And the other good thing about YouTube is you can be 8 years old, you can be 50 years old, you can be 80 years old, and if you want to like share whatever knowledge you have with the world, you can go ahead and do it. All you need is a camera to shoot a video, and then a computer if you want to edit it, or just go ahead and upload as well. So all of that is fine. This, but the point that I'm trying to give is you have to be passionate. You have to, like, it has to come from the heart. You have to be genuine about it. If you want to do this ethically, and if you want to do it right, that is, I think, my biggest advice to whoever's planning to start a YouTube channel. Please don't do it for the money. If you are doing a good job, of course later on sponsors will come after you, companies will reach out, and you will get to work with all of these great other YouTube partners, and it will be great. But initially when you start off, don't focus on the money, just focus on your content, focus on the quality, and if you get something in return from YouTube, I suggest you to invest that on your channel. That is what I have been doing since the start. It's been almost 5 years since I started, and every single cent that I have earned on YouTube, and almost everything that I have earned from sponsorships and whatever, I have put on all of the gadgets that I have, all the things that I own, the gear that I have always tried to improve all of that with that. Talking about the whole tech YouTube aspect of it, because I feel like that's the main question that I got from a lot of people, and a lot of people were like interested in the whole concept of being a tech YouTuber, because that's apparently the talk, right? So if you want to be that, you have to first be interested in the whole concept of being a tech YouTuber. You have to know your devices, you have to know what you're going to talk about, you have to have some sort of experience, right? It's definitely not easy to do it, because you have to always stay in touch, and it can get quite expensive because you have to buy the latest smartphones and whatever. So it's worth it for me personally, because it definitely makes me happy. And I mean, just seeing all of these awesome products, like awesome phones right over here, and I have a bunch more right over there in my little studio as well, and getting to play with all of this for a job, that's pretty awesome. So, like, I mean, for a geek like me, that's the dream job. So, and the best part is, like, I run this whole thing, so I get to decide what I'm going to make, and I can do it whenever I want. So if you are focused about making a YouTube channel, just know that you will have to put a lot of effort in, and be ready for a lot of sleepless nights, and be ready to put in a lot of effort, be ready to see disappointments, and also be ready to see great success stories as well. So the best part sometimes is like when companies come and reach you, right? Like, I remember the first time it happened when a big company, I'm not gonna name any companies I've worked with, because I've worked with quite a lot of companies. You can go ahead and visit my YouTube channel and my tech website to know all of those details if you want. I'm not gonna pinpoint and name companies, but I've worked with quite a lot of companies, and I've got to go for quite a lot of these launch events, and I've even got invitations from, like, just to name one big company, Google, to attend their Nexus smartphone unveiling in India. So like I mean, Google inviting me, right? So that's a pretty big deal, and that's something that I should be proud of. So the whole thing is, it's like, even though you get that, you have to make sure that you make full advantage of that opportunity. It's not just going for a launch event, it's making increasing the network, and reaching out to a lot more people, building up good PR. It's a lot of things. These are things that you will learn by doing. So like again, I'm a software engineering student, so I have no idea about the business aspect of things. I'm learning everything, all of that online. I read books, or I check out YouTube videos, and that's how I have slowly improved on the whole business side of things. So now talking about evolving your channel, if you start off um, with a theme, just try to experiment. My best advice for a lot of you out there is, if you're planning to start a channel, that's great, go ahead and do it. Once you do it, just go ahead and try to experiment, try to make different types of videos. Just see what works and what doesn't work. Like, if you get a lot of views, that really works out. If it doesn't, maybe sometimes it hasn't got the proper reach out there yet. Give it some time and just see. If it doesn't work, just drop it and go forward with something else. So recently I have been actually exploring all these areas even in my channel. I wanted to check what sort of other aspects I can actually cover. So this is why I'm focusing on a lot of new type of videos that I can actually go ahead and make. And another thing is, like, you should to again elaborate on the point where I'm always trying to evolve and always trying to improve. The best part is, I want to always look for the best possible way of doing it. Okay, so the best example for that is something that happened very recently. So all this time I have been editing all of my videos on Adobe Premiere Pro, right? I use a MacBook Pro. Even though it has Final Cut, I have never really used it, because I am not really used to Final Cut. I have always been a Premiere guy, right? I'm like in love with the Adobe suite. I have used all of their products, After Effects, Premiere, Photoshop, the whole bunch. But I never really gave Final Cut a shot. But recently I actually switched to Final Cut, and now I'm in the transitional period of actually utilizing that Final Cut tool to make my videos in a better way, in a more efficient way. So something that I noticed is that since Final Cut is able to edit the videos faster, because I use a Mac, because for the Mac Final Cut is more optimized. That way I'm able to save time, and by saving time I can actually focus on more videos. That is the key. You should, if you're planning to make if you're planning to become a YouTuber, and if you want to continue to make YouTube videos, something that you should have in your mind is shoot, edit, render, and upload, right? It's a cycle, it never ends. Like, you can keep making videos if you're that's where that whole passion thing comes in, right? Like, if you're getting a good return out of it, of course it will make you happy, and it will give you some it will motivate you to do more. But where passion kicks in is when, like, say for an example, you make your channel, you try it out, nothing happens, you don't get much views, you don't get a lot of people who are talking about you, who don't know you. That might be the case, but you will continue to do what you're doing if you have passion. So you have to be you have to be extremely passionate about what you're doing to be like that. It's definitely not easy, and it's one thing that has always pushed me forward as a person, as a YouTuber. And I think that is one of the main reasons why I was able to find all this success by doing something like this online. So even like being able to share my experience about some product, now it's like whenever a new phone comes out, a lot of people reach out to me and ask, okay, but what's your opinion about it? Are you gonna go with the new iPhone, or are you gonna go with the new Samsung phone, right? So like, that's like the basic question. That question has never changed, from 2012 from where I started up till now, still it's the same question. That question never changed, even though the questions just keep piling up over on social media and whatnot. And I try my best to answer to all of the questions as well. And talking about answering these questions, another thing you should focus on if you start your own YouTube channel is to reply to these questions, like the questions that people leave for you on your videos. So you should definitely go ahead and help someone out if they want. And yeah, so that's about that. So I guess I covered some aspects of this whole YouTube thing and how you can start your own channel, and we have around another 10 minutes. I would like to take some of your questions right now, but unfortunately this web viewer doesn't show any questions, so let me quickly open the video up on my phone to check if there are any questions. Okay. Even though we are live, I'm not getting the questions loaded on this. So okay, so let's forget the questions. Let me give you guys a few more advices, like so that you, in the last I have another 7 minutes more, so those 7 minutes let me talk more about the summary of the whole starting your own YouTube channel, right? So let's say again, to run through the whole thing, if you want to start your own YouTube channel, first find your audience, pick a theme, know what you're doing, figure out a way to shoot your videos. For an example, if you want camera advices, you can always, if you're not only for camera advices, if you want any sort of advice when it comes to making YouTube videos, or if you want advice about doing a tech blog, or like running your own startup, or whatever tech related, if you have any tech related questions, just go ahead and hit me up. You can find me all over the internet. Just go ahead and reach out to me, and I will be happy to help anyone out there for absolutely free, because I'm always into that aspect of helping out people, and I always get pumped up to see new people making YouTube videos. It's a really great thing, and it is awesome. So I'm really happy that I got this opportunity to come on the SEF page to educate you guys about starting your own YouTube channel, and I hope the ones who are watching, if you are really serious about YouTube, you guys will actually give it a shot. If you want to spread your knowledge, if you want to do something, definitely go ahead and do it. And it's not just tech, like when you say YouTube, that's the whole thing a lot of people think about. It's just tech, or it's comedy. That's not the only thing. You can make videos about a lot of things. Like, for an example, if you're willing to do videos in Sinhala, you can go ahead and figure out a lot of areas that you can focus in, and you will be able to find a great audience. So for that, you have to go ahead and experiment, and you have to know what you want to share with the world. So definitely go ahead and try that out if you want, so that you might be able to find some success there. So always follow your heart and try to do something awesome, so that someone else will find it useful. Like for an example, I would like to like tell you guys something as a small motivational factor, something that keeps me motivated, and something that helps me like stay in the game, is when I look at the analytics, right? So talking a bit about the analytics of my YouTube channel. A lot of you guys, if I like, because I'm from Sri Lanka, a lot of you guys might think that like I get the biggest traffic to my YouTube channel from Sri Lanka, right? No, that's not true. Like for my YouTube channel and for my tech website, as of right now, the number one source of traffic is from the US. Believe it or not. It came as a pretty big surprise to me as well. And it's happy to see people like globally watching my videos. You know, at a few months ago, at a certain point, my channel had viewers from all over the world. It was crazy. You know, I couldn't believe that so many like people from other countries are actually watching my videos. Sri Lanka was at number 6 at one point, so that was quite surprising. And having awesome people from the US, UK, Australia, France, India, and you know, all sorts of other countries watching my videos, that was a real motivational factor, and that really helps me stay in the game and do more videos. So I guess if you want to do something, some videos as well, definitely go ahead and give it a shot. And if you are not the sort of person who can talk a lot, but if you can edit your videos well, maybe there is a small audience for that as well. Like you can make your videos without any voiceovers, you can just edit it out and put and if not, if you're good at talking, but if you want to put out a video, like if you're not good with graphics and whatnot, just go ahead and try to make hands-on videos, you know, have some b-roll on top of all of that. That's another big lesson there. I'm not gonna go in detail to all of that. I just have another 2 minutes more left for this session, so I'm gonna quickly go ahead and wrap up right now. So I really hope that you guys have been motivated to make YouTube videos. If you have been like not sure about the whole thing, definitely give it a shot. If you think you can do it, you can. So follow your heart and definitely go ahead and try to make YouTube videos. It's not the whole YouTube concept. Try to make any type of video, and YouTube is just a platform. Look for other platforms as well if you want, and focus on being like not just a YouTuber, but trying to build on a lot of other areas as well. So it really makes me happy that I get to do all of the fun stuff, not just YouTube, a lot of other great stuff like I mentioned earlier. So just like that, just start small and slowly build your way up, and hopefully you guys will find success as well. And definitely, if you have any questions, go ahead and tweet me, or you can direct message me. I am all over the internet at AndroDollar. You can find the links over on my website. Definitely go ahead and check it out. And I hope you guys have seen my videos as well. If not, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AndroDollar. You can go on YouTube and search for AndroDollar. That's ANDRO space DOLLAR. So go ahead and search for AndroDollar. And I'm Banu, and I'm really happy that I got to do this session. So I would like to thank all the admins of the SCF page for inviting me to do this session, and thanks a lot to all of you guys for checking out the video for today. And I really hope that all of you guys have learned something, and that's about it for me. That's about it from me. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, definitely go ahead and react to this video, and definitely go ahead and share this with a friend, and put this out to the world. And I hope you guys have a great night. If you're from Sri Lanka or if you're from any other country, have a good day. And if you have any other concerns, definitely hit me up. I am at AndroDollar. And until I see you guys in my next video, this is Banu signing out.